Did you expect that Osibanjo was going to lose the primary?
Yes.
You knew?
Yeah, I saw it coming. Again, let me tell you this. Because of the nature of the system we operated, or we are still operating, I kept saying at our meetings that all of the efforts we are making, traveling around, convincing people, meeting people, addressing delegates and all of that, I told myself and I told them at the meeting that it's only 40%. That 60% of it lies in Buhari's hand. Unless and until Buhari is able to mobilize people around him, the governors, his own aides, and around this project, So I used to refer to Buhari as the one-man majority.
And he never mobilized his team around the project.
Forget about that.
He didn't do that?
No.
Did he do that towards Tinubu?
No. Well, he didn't do that for Osibanjo. I think Tinubu outsmarted him.
Tinubu did?
Yeah, I think he outsmarted him.
He didn't support Tinubu?
I'm not sure he was a Tinubu's fan.
So what happened?
Again, it's a long story, which I would like to reserve for my book.
Your book.
It's going to be interesting.
I wish you could write the book now.
I will. I'm working on it. I'm serious.
So Tinubu outsmarted him?
Yes, he outsmarted him in so many different ways.
Can you give me some ways, some tips?
No, don't.
That I can take away.
If we're going to it, it's going to dominate the entire interview we are going to have. I'm talking of a book. You are talking of, give you a hint. I wouldn't want to say what I cannot elaborate on, and which will make people misconstrue what I was saying. So that's why I said, let me first of all put it down before we can, so we can move to.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, please. May God give us a long life.
When Ojukwu wrote on that diary after Awolowo's death, he said the president Nigeria never had. Ojodu mentioned that Osibanjo was like the second coming of Awo that we rejected. That's his view. Then the fourth book written by Obafemi Awolowo that you should read is entitled My Early Life. If you read My Early Life, you will understand how he rose from grass to grace, the philosophies that changed his life, the books he read, his view about God and religion. Some would think that you betrayed Tinubu.
Yeah, that's their cup of tea.
When the news started.
Yeah, some of them even said he was the one feeding me, that he was the one who made me, he was the one who did this, who did that. Look, Tinubu has always known that I'm an independent person.
So when you guys went to him to contribute to the founding of the news,
yes,
what was the deal?
Well, I never knew him until that moment. We got to know him through Chris Mama, a former journalist who was handed to, who later became handed to Atiku. So he was the one who introduced us, and he said he loved our stance against Babangida, against Abiola, asking us to go and apologize and that. Oh, he would love to invest in us. And like many other investors, invested in us, and we became friends. We became allies. If anything comes up, he'll come in and seek my opinion. He will tell you that Femi will tell you straight. He will tell you the way it is. In fact, let me give you a little story. I think in year 2000, was it year 2002 or 2001? I went visiting him on January 1 with my two sons. One of them is a lawyer and the other is a chartered accountant. And we just walked in there, and he came down, and one of the boys just shot his hand to shake him and said, is that the way you are going to greet me? I'm the governor of Lagos State. And the boy said, and so what? You want to knock my head on the ground because you are governor?
He said that to him?
He was 5, yes. I said, I'm a Babaini. That's his father's son. That kind of, just to tell you the way he perceives me. He knows that I'm not a Katawala. I'm not somebody that koto to people. I will tell you if you are doing well. I will tell you if you are not doing well. I will tell you what you don't like to hear. And I just put out a story in Leaders and Their Men, where when after he won, the security shows a sobriquet of what is it called now? Superman for him. You know, there's a code they use for leaders when they're guarding you. So when they're talking about you, others will not know they're talking about you. So they give you Superman. And I went to him and I said, no, you can't be a Superman. I said, there is a way it's going to affect your psyche when they begin to see you as Superman. I said, we have to choose something else, you know, because I mean, only God is a Superman.
You told him that?
I told him that, you know, how old was I then? And, you know, and what did
he accept your advice?
Oh, yes. He said, okay, Femi, what do you want them to come? I said, let's pick Eagle. And he accepted.
Eagle?
Eagle.
So, but now you say lion.
Well, I don't know.
It's not a lion. If I have moved from the lion of Bodilum.
Let me give you another example.
Okay.
I don't know whether you want me to say it, but I think I will say it. For the sake of those who were calling me betrayer or that kind of, you know, this guy, just guys who have no sense of history. He called me one day and said I should come to Ikoyi, and I went to him. I said, congratulations to me. I said, what is that? He said he has been called by Yaradua to come and be his finance minister under the government of unity. I said, finance minister under Yaradua, you are AC or ACN, you want to go. Are you not a student of history in this country? Do you not see what happened to Bolaige? I said, you are digging your political grave if you accept that kind of job. And as we were saying that, a colleague of us entered, Rauf Aregbesola, and I said, same thing to him. Aregbesola said, no, Femi is right. Oh. That's not a job to take. And that was how we killed the idea. A businessman came in to join us. I said, you know, Femi, Rauf, you guys are too radical. This thing will benefit all of us. I said, no, we are not looking for that kind of benefit. We are looking for this man's survivor. He's our leader. Our dream for him is bigger than going to be a minister in the Yaradua's government. 9 months down the line, they will arrest him and try him, and they will finish him off the way they did to Bolaige, Uncle Bolaige.
So your dream for him at that time was what? Yeah,
it was, you know, that we wanted a leader. We all came around him, supplying him with ideas, helping him with his vision and everything. And, you know, I admire him for, you know, accepting our advice in those days.
It seems both of you have come a long way.
We have. So we cannot. We cannot quarrel. It's not about quarrel. It's about at a point in time, our vision. You know, taking different routes. That's all. It's not a personal thing. I'm just coming in from Lagos. I went to attend the wedding of Bayo Onanuga's daughter. Bayo Onanuga is the chief media person to Tinubu now.
And that's your man.
And that's my man. I was best man at his wedding. So people were seeing and they were saying, we never knew you were going to be here. Yeah, thank you for coming. I said, what do you think? You think we were boxing each other?
Almost on every page is here.
Yeah,
Bayo Onanuga.
Yeah, you know. So it's not personal. Nothing about that is personal. For me, loyalty to friendship, you know, it's on a lesser scale to loyalty to country. Whatever I have to do that will uplift 200 million Nigerians, that will make Nigeria respected in the Committee of Nations, that will make us live a good life. I can sacrifice my family for that. Of course, that was exactly what I did when I fought Abacha. I sacrificed my family. My wife, I was newly married, and I was running out of the country, coming back, going to jail, being arrested. My wife was all over the town. That is a sacrifice. My children were young. Again, why did I do that? I could have lived a much more comfortable life, you know, going around collecting money from people, you know, buying fine cars, going home to sleep after the day's job and that kind of. But no, I knew that I had to do something to rescue Nigeria from the military. That was why I went into all that I went to.
Is that battle over?
Well, we you know, such battles come in stages. We had the battle, you know, against the colonial masters, which again journalists championed, you know. Then we had the battle for nation building in the early 60s, up until the time the military came, you know. Then the military came, we had the battle to fight the military so that they could go back to the barrack and stop the kind of destruction they were unleashing on Nigeria. Now we have democracy. You know, the challenge of democracy now is a challenge of development. We need to have journalists who can also fight that battle. You know, people will look at the budget, analyze it thoroughly, and tell the world that this can work, this cannot work. You know, what kind of economic option are we choosing that make people very poor today, that make people not being able to buy their medication, that make more people are getting homeless, more people are going hungry, people are giving birth to children, and their father and mother cannot afford baby formula. A good baby formula in the market now is about 30,000 naira, and the baby will eat it for 3 days. And if you put a man on 60,000 naira minimum wage, and that 60 naira is just barely enough to feed a baby for 6 days. So how realistic is that? Now coming here, living in Lagos, I had to buy fuel of 100,000, 110,000 naira to fill my car. 2 years ago, I'll feed that car with 16,000 naira. So for me now, $1 million naira is just equivalent to 100,000 naira now. So these problems have to be solved. And it's an agenda we have to put before journalists in Nigeria. You can't just look on and watch this happen without posting the challenge and just allow things to go the way they are going.
Femi Ojudu, the journalist.
Yes.
The radical journalist.
Right.
The journalist that could steal pictures for stories.
Yes.
You wrote a story here on page 125 of your book. This is the book you should read. If you have been reading and you have not read this book, then you've not read enough. Femi Ojudu's book, The Adventures of a Guerrilla Journalist, is a classic already. The stories here are fluid, exciting, inciting, inspiring, and funny.
Here we go. State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live.